What's up, guys? Mike Lewis here, and welcome to the Mike Lewis podcast. If you guys want to keep up with me on social media, you can follow me on Instagram at Mike Lewis Official, and you can follow me on Twitter at MikeLew52. It's where most of my updates come. If you're enjoying my content, give me a like and a subscribe. And without further ado, let's just dive right into this episode. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're recapping episode 2 of the Challenge All-Stars today, and please help me welcome my guest. You might recognize her as a champion from Fresh Meat 2, Miss Carley. How are we doing?
Hi, great. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Yeah, I was obviously following you on social media, and we were joking about this off the recording. Kind of how, like, once you just kind of won that season and then just, like, faded away and, like, never watched the show again. But I didn't see that you were, giving your 2 cents and kind of watching the All-Star season now. So is this, like, your first time kind of watching now?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I haven't watched a season since my own, honestly, and then this came out, and I was super pumped. So I love to see everybody back on TV again, all the people that I know, and exciting. So, yeah.
Was it ever weird for you to watch yourself back, like when you were on the shows?
Yeah, for sure. I actually tried watching it with my children a couple of weeks ago, and it was, and it was for me. It was like looking back at a 1980s yearbook of yourself and being like, "Oh my God!" Like my hair was terrible, my makeup was terrible, my confessionals were so awkward because I don't know, my jewelry, everything was terrible about it. But it was pretty cool to bring back the memories because some of that I don't remember, or some of that just time kind of went by, and it was kind of cool to have that feeling again. But
how old were you? 20?
I was 25. So
oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. Now I'm 37, so it's been 12 years. Yeah.
Jeez, time flies, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I wanted to crack out a few points with you as well that we didn't cover in our original podcast too, because we were kind of joking about you won and then we didn't see you again. But for the historians, they would recognize that you did make one more cameo on the Real World Back to Las Vegas, and they had you listed as local girl. I want you to talk to me a little bit about that because I gotta be completely just confused right now to how they would list you as local girl. Did the producers recognize you and they just chose to list you as that, or legitimately did they just forget?
I don't know. So I was living in Vegas at the time, and I was out with a friend, and they showed up to this bar, and I was like, they're filming something over there. Let me go check it out. So I went over there, and I think it was Adam Royer, and we started talking, and I sat down and had a couple drinks with him and whatnot, and I got his number, and we ended up talking a couple times, and I even went back to their place a couple times and hung out 2 or 3 times. But yeah, I don't know what that was at all. Nobody said anything to me. I didn't sign anything. I didn't do anything. But Adam and I were just friends, and we just kind of stopped talking. So that's where it ended. And when I saw it filming, I'm like, I'm surprised they even put it in there. Honestly, I figured they just cut it out. But why? Out of every single person that they've talked to and all of these things, they didn't label them. So I don't know. I honestly, no idea. No idea between that and just the 2 other times that I was supposed to be on a show and just getting pulled very last minute. I don't know what I did to these people, but something's going on. I wish I could answer it, honestly, but I can't.
No type of slight going through you when that you saw a local girl, or did you not care?
I don't know. I wasn't too upset about it. I was just like, whatever. They must have a reason. It bugs me more that I don't know why than it does that they did that, I guess. So.
Well, I'm sure the winning check could help heal those wounds a little bit,
Yeah, well, 100,000 back then was a lot more than it's worth now. That's for sure.
Yeah, you mentioned one of those other times. I got to ask, too. So it's pretty known fact now that you were supposed to be on Battle of the Seasons, and, obviously Cara Maria was in your place. And you even see on the first episode, she has Maria, ironed on the back of her jersey over, where it would be, Car you know, like they replaced the name. What happened there? Like, were you like slated to go and then just?
I don't know. I was looking back in my emails, and I don't know if it was something like they just kind of like dropped off talking to me. I went out, I flew out to LA, I did all my testing and all my medical and all that stuff, and I was ready to go, and then I just never heard back. I don't know. It's been like, what, 10 years, 11 years now, so I don't know if it was something I did or if last minute Cara Maria just was able to go and she originally wasn't, but which is crazy to me because Camilla was on it and she wasn't even on Fresh Meat. So I could understand if it was like me, but then they did her, but why Cara Maria and why was Camilla always? I don't know. I got nothing. I don't know what these people do. So
Yeah.
Sure you don't either. So yeah. I don't know. I got no answers.
Listen, you might have been better off. That Battle of the Seasons Fresh Meat team ended up being arguably one of the most dysfunctional teams that we've seen assembled, you know, from like criteria in which they were from and then from how they you know, obviously work together and whatnot. But you know, I think maybe keeping your one and done, but one and done with a championship might have been in your best interest.
Yeah, for sure. So maybe looking back, I wasn't at the best time in my life either. So I'm kind of glad I kind of skipped those couple years because that would have probably been a shit show. So, but now I think I'm, you know, ready.
We can now transition into obviously recapping this All Stars thing. This is episode 2. We don't want to spend too much time talking about the first episode, but real quickly, you know, do you want to just give me maybe some of your brief thoughts, since, you know, this is kind of like almost in a way taboo to someone like you know what I mean, who hasn't watched in like a huge amount of layoff. Like, what are your initial thoughts now, you know, as someone who's been removed for so long, to kind of just flip it on, and then this is your first like impression? Like, what was like your thoughts watching it?
Oh my God. So the first episode was, it was everything. Tina, I love Tina. She is hilarious. Like, she had me cracking up the whole time. So, and just the positive vibes. Everybody was happy. And like I said, it's just cool to see people my age with like how they've progressed, what they've been through. They're now moms and dads. And I don't know. It's just watching it was like, a warm, fuzzy feeling came over you because you're just so excited. Like this, it just put you in a good mood. So, yeah.
Right. You get like this like inviting type of atmosphere and vibe from watching it that I feel like we haven't seen in quite some time. You know what I mean? Like, legitimately, you see, if you ever go on Twitter and you see like the fan base, they legitimately get like excited in the lead up to the episode, you know? Whereas, like, I'll be honest, in recent years with the show that's on Wednesday nights, you know, it's kind of just like, oh, it's another challenge day on. Whereas, like, it's kind of an exciting feeling to see everybody kind of come together, like, in a natural way to be excited about an episode, and just kind of the reception of this has been like unreal, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I've seen everybody loves it as far as I've seen. So, I mean, I hope it's around for a long time because, I mean, this is second season. First season was really good, and second season, though, it started off, and I can't wait. Every Thursday, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta watch this. So it's so exciting to have that feeling.
Did you like how the first episode was structured? Like, did you feel like do you think they spent too much time on like introducing everybody, or was it the right amount of time? People I've seen are kind of mixed with the first one. Yeah. They kind of felt like the cliffhanger left a little
yeah.
But
it was kind of nice, you know, just to kind of bring everybody back and go over what they're doing now with their lives and what they've done in the past. But yeah, there was no elimination or anything like that. So it seemed kind of
abrupt.
Yeah. So you're just like, oh man. And I'm so used to like watching seasons after they're all uploaded. So binge watching the whole thing. So having to wait was just like, oh my God, really? So yeah.
You mentioned Tina, but like, who are you taking a liking to so far? Like, who are like your who would you see yourself aligning with if you were on this season?
Man, like, I'm the total outsider. Like, I don't know any of these people, so I think I'd be in trouble if I went on there. I would definitely have a target on my back, and I would definitely need to. So yeah, season 2, I was excited because there was awesome guy. He's on Facebook, as I actually met him at a promotion, or something back in like 2012, 2010. So I was familiar with. So seeing familiar faces, I would probably naturally go towards the people that, I'm comfortable with or know. So those would probably be the two. As far as if I know anybody and I'm just watching them from this standpoint, Tina's hilarious and Tech is hilarious. Like, those two are awesome. But after watching this one, Ayana, like, she is a queen. Like, she stole the show this episode for sure. So
she's slid right in and fit right in, and like I think she had the biggest layoff of not being on a show and like the longest out of everybody. I think it was like it might have been like nearly 20 years or something like that.
Oh my gosh, really? See, I didn't know that. That's crazy. But yeah, no, that she's amazing. So
yeah, I think, what is it? Was Ryan the only one on this cast that you did like a actual season with?
Yeah. Yeah, Ryan's the only one. So yeah, Brian's the only one that I did the season with. And then, like I said, Derrick, I knew him from another event. But other than that, I haven't met any of the other people. So I'd for sure be an outcast if I was to be there.
We need some fresh Me Too blood.
I know, we do, for sure.
All right, so we pick up this episode leaving off where episode 1 left off, with, they're waiting like who's going to be thrown in the deliberation, and Derrick and Jodi are getting the choice. If you were hypothetically in their shoes, like, would you swing big here or play it safe the way they did?
Oh, man. I don't know. It just started and things aren't even getting hard yet. So, in my opinion, I'd rather have the weaker players towards the end. But that's just me. But going after a big guy, stronger player at the beginning also puts a target on your back too. So it's kind of hard to tell. So. Yeah, so when I was on, I had Landon handle most of my political stuff because he was familiar. Well, he doesn't even politic, honestly. He's more like performance and more fat alliance-y and all that. So that's kind of how I think I would be, honestly, because of my personality and just because that's what I'm familiar with from the first one. So
right. I was thinking about this because, Derrick's notoriously like not known to make like really big moves, I guess. Like, he kind of plays it safe, I guess, in that regard. But I was thinking about this, and I think when you look about and analyze this from like a competitive standpoint, right? You look at who's down in the elimination. It was Nehemiah and Ayana were the ones that are already in, right? Those are like two pretty strong players that I feel like if you play it safe, you're most likely just going to, be bringing them back. Whereas I feel like if you look for the happy medium option, right, which is not the strongest, most connected player, but also not the weakest, I was like honestly thinking if I was in Derrick's shoes, I'm throwing down maybe like Tyler or Letarian maybe.
Yeah,
because they're strong, but they're not the most socially connected like Darrell or Brad, to where like either way you're losing a strong player regardless, right?
Yeah, no, I agree with that for sure. So I think they kind of waste the two. I mean, if I was in Nehemiah's shoes, I don't know, like he obviously, and I look in that sense that he would probably be like Ayana and just be like, throw me in, whoever you think. I'm down with whatever. If I don't win, then I wasn't meant to be here, is basically my thinking. Even though it would suck, and I'd rather go against somebody half my size. But at the end of the day, if you don't win that elimination, you shouldn't be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What did you think about Nehemiah's reasoning for wanting to go against like Ryan? Do you think it was like kind of BS, or you think like that was kind of the actual truth?
It probably is the actual truth, but I just think, I don't know. He just picking on the smallest kids on the playground, basically, just like easy win for him. So, I mean, it's safe, and I was waiting for an upset, honestly. I was just waiting for Derrick to just pull it out. He was so close, and yeah, so just I think he was honest, but it also kind of made him look bad considering Derrick and Ryan are both, like the weaker, and they're both gay, and I don't know, just like
Right. It does come across bad. Yeah.
yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. Which I mean, his intentions may be different, but the way it is and the way it happened, it kind of makes him look bad.
That's why if I'm Derrick and like you already have like not the Derrick that got eliminated, the one that was in the power position, Derrick K.
Yeah.
If I'm Derrick with that type of power, if I already know that me and Nehemiah kind of clashed on the first season and that kind of blood's already been drawn in the sand, why even like concern myself with like, you might as well swing big, I feel like, and try to get him out. Right?
Yeah,
like,
I agree. Yeah, for sure.
I would probably throw in Tyler or something, because at least if Tyler comes back, then like you've at least got some friends behind you that will protect you if Tyler tries to swing the votes or something like that. Like, I feel like that wouldn't have been that much harm.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that for sure. I think I don't know. I think maybe he probably regretted it, especially after Derrick's confession about what happened. Maybe he would have felt bad. Maybe if he would have told him before, maybe he wouldn't have went in. I don't know, but yeah, I think Derrick was the wrong choice.
He might have branded himself too a little bit.
Sorry, my kids keep opening the door.
Derrick K might have branded himself a little bit now with kind of his like messy political game. I think people are starting to, they kind of foreshadow that a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens next.
Okay, so we then cut to the prom themed party. Was that what the theme was of this party? I love the parties that they have. I think that it's important for them to showcase the cast having fun on the shows, because then the audience themselves is going to have fun watching it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree for sure. And they always have fun themes. The prom was cute. Another cross dresser, so that was exciting. We got 2 cross dressers in a row there. So I don't know. I kind of think Derrick makes a better cross dresser than Tyler. Honestly, I'm kind of.
That's a hot take.
I was to pick between the two, even though that was a really shiny, pretty dress. But that was fun.
Did you guys have any costume parties on Fresh Meat too, or was that not the case?
I think so. I think we just got drunk. I don't think we did anything that fun. And we were there for Halloween too, and I don't remember a Halloween party at all. So
wow.
Yeah.
Seemed stricter on Fresh Meat too than some of those other seasons. I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have anything to compare it to, but it might be. But I remember having fun, and I remember the first couple nights, people just getting way intoxicated. So I heard they cut that back a little bit and have that more controlled as far as consumption goes, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
For everybody's sake.
Yeah, and we saw this episode kind of play on the heartstrings of a lot of people. This was definitely like a sad episode. In multiple regards, of course. You had Derrick's obviously tragedy, which is like wish him the best. Like that was rough. Like, especially going into an environment like that definitely like you're out from the outside world. Like you're just pretty much trapped in a house, and then to kind of be having that weigh on your head is definitely something that had to have been tough for him. And then, yeah, but I feel as though, like, with the positivity and, like, the partying, of course, I think it's, from a viewer standpoint, it's important to kind of mix in the emotional side of things as well, because that's just how you write, like, a good, it's how you just write a good story. You know what I mean?
Sure, it helps. It lets you remind that they're human. They're just like you too. You know what I mean? The viewers at home, that these aren't people aren't special. They're not. It's like you and I. It can be anybody, and anybody can experience these things. So it's nice to include all that stuff. But yeah, it was definitely pretty. It was a pretty sad, emotional, for sure.
Yeah, I like that he had two of his real world castmates with him for that moment, and I think that that's special too, because I mean a lot of the real world casts, like, you know, they kind of just go their separate ways. It seems like the Cancun bunch is pretty tight knit, so I'm glad that at least, like, if he were going in an environment like that with kind of that type of tragic event to occur, at least he's got like people that he would consider family with him there, you know.
Yeah. To leave like the day after or whatever he said it was is crazy to me. Like, it would be nice to like go away and kind of stop thinking about it and whatnot, but to like, I don't know, it would be hard, especially on family and stuff like that. But yeah, so I don't know. Good. I mean, that's crazy. It's just I can't even fathom. I don't even know what I would do in that situation. So
hmm And so we then go to the elimination. It's going to be Leah against Ayanna, and then Derrick against Nehemiah. Derrick? I thought Nehemiah's elimination was like really competitive. I think Derrick really showed up in this one.
yeah, he did. He did show up, and I just the 300 pounds and just thinking about it, you're like, man, Derrick's a little guy. Nehemiah has probably like 50 pounds on him. So you're thinking, man, Derrick's gonna get crushed in this. But I went back and I paused that video and I did the puzzle in like 2 seconds. I was like, what the hell, Nehemiah? My kindergartner can figure this shit out. What is going on here? So I don't know. I'm not good at like math. Like every other puzzle I'm good at. But math, I'm just like, man. But if he would have taken like a couple more seconds on that thing, then Derrick probably would have won it. So just it was intense. It was intense watching that. And I was rooting for the underdog on that one.
So who was solving all the exile puzzles? Was it Landon?
No, I'm good at puzzles, but math.
Oh.
I'm certain math. Yeah, no. I would have got that one for sure. I tried to do that phone one that they had on that night, but I couldn't stop it to see what it was. So to solve that one, but the one with like the monkey and the skulls and stuff, that one was so simple that I can't believe he like got stumped on it. It blew my mind. So yeah, but yeah, just watching him pull that. Did they have the same weight for the girls and the guys?
That's what I was going to ask your opinion. I don't think they clarified if there was an equalizer or not.
Yeah,
they usually have them, but they kind of made it seem like it was, they tried to at least, the way they were portraying it was trying to make it seem like Ayanna was like pulling 300 pounds like easy.
Pulling that thing out of there. Listen. So I don't know. It'd be pretty sweet if it was the same way, because then she's a real beast. But yeah, that was crazy to me. That I don't know. I don't know. I'm assuming they were different weights, but just because. But the way she made it look like there was nothing in there. So, but I don't know.
I'm interested in hearing that. I think if I get the chance to talk to any of the people involved, I think I want to ask them, like, that's the first thing I want to know. Was this any type of equalizer at all? Because, I don't know. I'm not doubting her abilities at all. I think she's definitely a beast, but I just think that Nehemiah kind of having to do one of those, like, hold on for dear life, and then Ayanna's just like trucking through like in 5 seconds. I don't know how likely it is. She kind of had it, like Nehemiah had like decent form too, and she kind of just put it around her back and just started running with it.
Yeah, she made that look like cake. She didn't even struggle on that. So
yeah, I really like the sequence though in her elimination with Leah though, kind of when she's helping her out. And this is like the type of moments that the fans I think like love, is like, you know, like this feels like an educational type show, like mixed in with like obviously competition, and then mixed in with like, you know, funny drama, you know, whatever political moves. But I like that they're kind of educating. Like it's kind of something that you could say if like hypothetically someone like you, right, and you want to show something to like your kids, right, and you're like, oh, this is a show that I competed on this one time, and then like if they're watching it, then it's like almost like educational for like younger kids, right? It teaches them like good habits, good sportsmanship, stuff like that. Would you agree?
Yeah, it was definitely inspirational, and it's crazy because when I was watching this, like the whole Derrick thing, I was getting kind of bummed, but I didn't shed a tear, and I was like, all right, like, okay, I got my stuff together. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. But when they started playing Bette Midler, and she started grabbing and helping, I was like, oh my god, this is terrible, and everybody else was crying, and I was like, ah, it was. I don't know. Like, just thinking about it now, I almost want to cry. I'm like, that was so emotional. Just, I don't know, just that whole, just good sportsmanship and just not being a sore loser and helping people out. That was iconic. Honestly, it'll probably be shown for years and just be a memory for the challengers for years to come. So that was pretty cool.
What's the over and under that if Carley was in the crowd for that to take place, that tears are coming down?
100%. 100% want to cry. 100%. There is no doubt about it. So I would have been crying right there with everybody else. Probably worse than Kendall. I don't know. Maybe.
You look like you're kind of shedding a tear now.
Yeah, I might. I don't know. I'll think about it. Let's talk about something else. No.
Probably the lighting.
Yeah, probably. But yeah. But it did blow my mind that she couldn't open a carabiner. I'm like, what? That it took her. I don't know in real time how much time it actually took her. But yeah. Leah, I don't. It was just weird. It was frustrating to me because I just wanted to jump through the TV and be like, dude, it's like everybody else in the crowd was like, this is how you do it. It's so easy. But I don't know. That was the only thing that blew my mind on that part. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, your Twitter seemed to suggest she was one of your favorites.
Who? Oh, no, I don't know. I just didn't. I don't know her. And just coming off the first episode about like the dry cleaning and whatnot. So maybe it was her edit. Maybe it was just a bad. But yeah, she's probably one of my. I'm not that upset that she's gone now, so for sure. But if I met her in real life, I'd probably change my mind. But as far as a person watching it from that point of view, she would have probably been the one that, you wanted gone first, I guess, out of everybody else.
Right. And where do you feel like the cards lay going forward? Like, you think Nehemiah, if he wins, say he wins the next challenge, you think Derrick K, the one that's remaining, is on the chopping block here a little bit? It seems like he's.
Yeah, they seem to be given some kind of a forced feud here. Like, it's weird. It's like they're like friends, but they're not. But then they kind of joke around, but they kind of make it seem serious. And I don't know. Just the way it feels. If Nehemiah. But people never know what people think, and you never know what's going to happen. So,
listen, I think that people know that there's potentially a rival season that could occur on one of these all-star shows, and I think that they're just trying to look out for their best interest here. I think they're trying to secure themselves a partner maybe in the future.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Something like that.
Maybe I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah, I heard they were only going to do 4 seasons, and that was so crazy to me. Like, especially, I haven't seen the numbers or anything, but, like, everybody seems to love it. So it would be a shame to just stop on the next one, you know what I mean?
Do you wish that they would get, like, a little crafty with maybe a future format for one of the All-Stars? It kind of seems like they're just going with, like, a little bit of a free-for-all type of thing right now, whereas I feel like the opportunity is, like, right there for a battle of the seasons again.
Yeah. It just started, so I think there are a lot of opportunities, and there's a lot of past, and there's a lot, like, years and years of past. So I'm sure eventually they will. I think, like I said, it's nice to have kind of a good reintroduction of these people and just kind of get everybody pumped up and happy and have that good feeling at first before they start turning on each other, you know what I mean, and making it not as much of a happy, more of a competitive part. So it's, yeah.
Now, what would you rate this episode out of 10?
Oh God. Probably an 8. It was really good. Like I said, there was excitement, there was fun, there was competition, there was emotion, there was a little bit of everything. The only thing, it just the way there's not like a daily and then an elimination kind of throws you off a little bit as far as the sequence goes. But other than that, I think it was great.
Yeah, I could agree with that because I would say that episode 1 was probably like a 7 in my opinion. I would say.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel. I don't know which one you liked better between the two.
God, I don't know. I liked them both, but yeah, I kind of like the second one just because the whole Ayana and Leah moment, and then just the whole emotional roller coaster of it was kind of exciting to keep you wanting more, basically.
Yeah. So now that you've like obviously checked it out and seem to be enjoying it, what are the odds that maybe in the future, if the opportunity comes knocking, that we see Carley come back? You seem to be training pretty hard, from what I could tell on social media.
Yeah, no. I've been training for a while, and we just kind of stepped it up. Usually in the winter, my husband and I just work out all the time because there's nothing else to do. So I'm in far better shape now than I ever was back in 2010. So I'm definitely ready. I'm in a much better mental place than I was back then. I'm just all over. I think now versus me then, I think I would kick the shit out of myself back then, and I won back then. So it just blows my mind that I actually won that, and I did get a lot of shit about it. I was never athletic. I was still not athletic, but I try now. Back then, I didn't even try. Yeah. So I'm definitely ready. My phone's on, so.
Yeah. I think I could speak for a lot of people that would like to see you come back, and I think that if they were to have some fresh Me Too representation, I think that it would be fitting to kind of have you be the inaugural All-Star Fresh Me Too representation, considering you won the thing.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot harder to get off now because I have a career and children and a husband and a house and pets and all this crazy stuff. But I think I could make it work if I had to. So we'll see. We'll see.
All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the time out to joining me and recap this past episode, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the season.
For sure. I can't wait to watch it and read what everybody has to say on Twitter and on Facebook, and Instagram. So definitely, thanks for having me.
No problem. Would you like to plug your social handles?
Sure. At Carley Munt on Instagram. I'm on Facebook too. I think it's Carley Johnson MTV on that. So yeah, check me out. Everything was locked and private for the longest time, and I just actually opened it up to yeah, now I look bad because I don't have any followers. So if anybody wants to follow me, go right on ahead because I'm hurting right now. I'm trying to catch back up after 10 years. So.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, this window now with social media that wasn't back when you were on the show.
It wasn't a thing back then. I mean, people had it, but it wasn't a big deal, and nobody cared. But now I'm like, oh man, I just literally unlocked it from being private and started accepting people. So yeah, hopefully we can. I feel like an old lady that just got her first computer because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to provide content and provide all this exciting stuff, but I'm kind of struggling. So be patient with me on that.
Yeah, stay the course. It'll all come together.
I'm working, all right.
Yeah. All right. Well, take care. Have a nice rest of your weekend. I'll let you know when this is out.
Great. Thank you so much. Bye, Mike.
All right. Bye-bye.